Greetings and salutations. I am Bajongles, and if you enjoy my content, consider following me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Bajongles1, where I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time. You could also, if you'd be so kind, check out my Bluesky and Tumblr, both at BigBoyArt1, username Bajongles. Also, if you want to check my VODs out, consider liking and subscribing here on YouTube. It would be much appreciated. And with that, back to your regularly scheduled program. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? I am doing pretty good. I had a BLT. Also, shout out to my friend Ash, just in general. You're very cool. You're probably not watching right now, but you're pretty cool. I mean, shout out to all my friends, really, but like, shout out. I will be streaming art today. I'm a little bit flustered. Give me just a moment to set stuff up, and I will be right with everybody. I'm very excited for today, and I realized when I looked at the art piece, which I will show in just a moment. Also, once I set up the music. And speaking of music, uh, Outer Wilds, my beloved. I'm going to lower that volume though. Outer Wilds, my beloved. And with that, I suppose I'll get right to it. Uh, I I made some progress. I would definitely say doing the highlighting and shading of this person's body, I would consider that progress. I realized I forgot to draw a monster. Ah. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. It's fine. Let me check the volume, gamers. Okay, the volume's pretty good. It's pretty good, and it's amazing and awesome, even. Righty, well, there we go. I should have probably set that up ahead of time, but who is going to stop me? I keep forgetting how massive this piece is, like, file size-wise. I am so excited to, like, merge everything down at the end, because that's gonna lower down the file size by probably a lot. Probably a lot, honestly. Let me get rid of the background layer. Let me turn this on so that I can see. Ah, yes, of course. There we go. Okay. I think today is probably going to be a bit mellow, which I enjoy mellow. I think most of my streams are I was about to say yellow. I mean they kind of are right now because Undertale yellow. Like most of my streams are nice and mellow and just sort of a chill time. What is he doing there? I don't know what he's doing there. He's crunching something. I think he's crunching like a cigarette or something. Because he is an avid chain smoker. But important to remember is that he is not smoker. Wrong layer. You see, Krung. That's what I like to call the wrong layer. Okay, so the shoes are definitely not sandals. I can tell, I think they're boots. I think that is what a boot looks like. Turn that off. And actually, I'm going to add a new layer. People. 9. Actually, no, I can just... Oh, Beckman line art. There we go. There we go. This is what I like to call being epic and cool. Okay, these folds are gonna be a little bit funky, but that should be fine. That should be fine and good. Okay. This is not supposed to be an exact recreation. It is supposed to be a fun piece. And so my goal, as is should be the goal of everybody involved with art, is to just make stuff where you enjoy the process, man. Like, besides the obvious, like, stealing of people's work without credit and using it purely to create a product. 14.3 billion hits. Yes, this is the entire Outer Wilds soundtrack. I have it downloaded on my computer. Also, hi Ash. It's nice that you can make it. How's it going? And when I say the entire soundtrack, I mean including the DLC and the Lost tapes. This is all of Outer Wilds music. I found that it fits my vibe quite well. I'm excited for this because hold on, actually let me undo this leg because it's not great. I'm gonna show you my complete progress so far. Da, 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 da. Recently, wonderful. I love the sound of water as well. Ooh, yeah, no, they're gonna be coming up in a couple hours, like two and a half, if I remember right. Let me get rid of the sketch layer for your viewing pleasure. There we go. This is everything I've been doing so far. I've been testing out gradient maps, and it's turning out very nice. I don't think I've told you where I was born. Which is weird because we've been like friends for a bit. I was born in Arizona, even though I've been living here in Oregon most of my life. And this color scheme, this like sunset gradient, is very special to me because it feels like very southwest. You know, sunsets just look different up here in the northwest. Uh, okay, so let me pop up a map for you. North America map. Images, I do not want Google Maps. Open image in new tab. That is an incredibly small image, and I feel betrayed, frankly. Okay, I have a screenshot. We are doing awesome. Give me just a moment. Screenshots. Okay, so here's also is that uh okay, so this is before he does that. This is the scene where like he's about to, you know, he's talking to Shanks here. And like everybody back here is dancing like, dude, being a pirate's the best. And Shanks is like, no, being a pirate's dangerous. You don't want to join my crew. But, you know, okay, so here is a map of the lower 48 states of the U.S. Let me get a nice color. There we go. So right around here is where I live now. I live in the greater Portland metro area, and I was born down here in Arizona. Let me go to Google Earth so I can give you some context. Alright, so imagine I so this is like latitude wise. Imagine I was born in Morocco and then I moved to live up near like Bordeaux, France. That's about the geographical distance. Is it roughly Bordeaux? Let me. Okay. More like Bayonne, France. Yeah, no, it's a pretty decent distance. But yeah, no. So this specific like gradient is very special to me because it's what sunsets look like in a lot of the more wide open spaces of North America, of like the Southwest and like the Great Plains. Man, it's been forever since I've been like out east to like Montana and South Dakota. It's wonderful there. Let me get let me get Beckman back on. There we go. Yeah, it's amazing. And for a bunch of different native cultures in the Americas, this color grading is very important because it's what sunsets look like, and obviously stuff with the sun is important the world over. Like basically all around the world for basically every culture, the sun is has some importance. Let me turn you on. Ba-dum bum 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 bum. Also, make sure that you're hydrated. I say that because I'm grabbing my water. Mm. Also, I haven't made a lot of progress on it, but I did show you a thing that I was working on. Sure, exactly. So I made some progress on this. You're getting a higher level of detail for it. If I lower that, it says starting soon. Here's some posters for like when my friends pop on. Here's a blank space because I don't know what one of my other friends has. I'll have more posters for the people that like if anybody else wants to show up regularly. But like the idea is that they're gonna be sort of blacked out unless one of them or more of them are like on. So it's like, ooh, it's starring in one of the new attractions in the circus because it's all circus themed. Let me close that because the thing on the bottom, you can't see because of my overlay. There's a yeah, an active information board exactly, and it's on the side of an arcade because I'm building up a bunch of different scenes of like there's the normal just chatting scene which will be like the big top, and then there's gonna be like an art thing that sort of looks like one of those caricature artists, you know, that you'd find at like a carnival or a circus. And then there's like gonna be a fortune teller tent uh where like I tell people's fortunes for like channel points. And there's also gonna be obviously the arcade, which is like my gaming scene is gonna be based on like an old-timey arcade. I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot of work. I'm a very busy boy. Let's see. There is a background. There we go. So it would seem. Wrong color. Many many things to do, and I'm making progress. Oh, something I've been meaning to show you, but I forgot. I made an updated banner. This is gonna be like on all my socials. Once like Pride Month starts. And then I'm gonna turn it into this one once Pride Month is over. Yeah, I'm so happy with how it turned out. Gradient maps and overlay layers, and it's ultimately it's just stacking a bunch of simple stuff together to make it more complex. Gay time is over. Go. You know that Pride Month speed boost that we all get, like stops on July. But the thing is with July is that instead of Gay Pride Month, that's Gay Wrath Month. Uh, as is the case with many of the cardinal sins, and so we get a strength boost instead. End times, my beloved, exactly. I this is the soundtrack that plays during every single stream, so I can guess like when a song is gonna come on. I know the melodies to all of them now. Not a single one gets old. Yeah, yeah, same. There's uh Travelers, like the Travelers reprise from the DLC with like the theremin that comes in because of the prisoner. Like it makes me tear up. Not a single one gets old. I never get tired of any of them. Yeah, Traveler's Encore, yeah, exactly. I think Traveler's Encore is my favorite, which is like kind of hard to say when all the songs are absolute peak, right? They're all peak in quality. I think overall my favorite like album of songs is the Lost Tapes, Campfire Song, Final Voyage, Traveler's Encore. Yeah, 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 they're all good. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and then I forgot again. I sure do love Mental Illness. Speaking of Final Voyage, what's going on? You going on a final voyage? Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no, Final Voyage is going on. Yeah, I plan on sticking on as long as I can too. And you know what, my family lives for like 85 plus years, so I have a long time for me. I'm gonna live a long time if I don't die before I'm old. Yeah, I'm destined to be an old prune, an incredibly old prune, and then Costco is gonna sell me at a discount value. By the pallet. Good. I'm excited for well, I'm excited for all streams, don't get me wrong, but when I say I'm excited for something, I mean like in a particular case. I'm very excited for this Sunday because I'm going to be getting back to playing Undertale Yellow. And with Undertale Yellow, I'm currently fighting Starlo. And it turns out Starlo might be the best fight in the game so far. Yeah, fair enough. And if you're not, like that's cool. I uh just last Sunday I posted the VOD of uh like the last one. Ah, Pog, have you played the whole thing? By the way, I'm doing the neutral route. Because I got spoiled on the fact that there are different bosses for each route. Because I want to fight Flowey. I want the Flowey fight. Hog. You know, I've heard it's good. The Martlet fight was, I'm gonna be honest, looking back, not my favorite. I like her as a character though. She's nice. There we go. Okay, that eye finally looks fine. I forget his name, but he's the homestuck looking guy in the old ruins. His fight was better than his character for me personally. However, I think Starlo so far is a nice synthesis of it. Of like his character's good and his fight's good. Vlad, thank you. Really, really, the vampire-looking guy is Vlad? All right. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Certainly not a bad name. Oh, also, don't mind Nightbot. I hooked it up to do reminders. Oh, right, no, it's Dalv. It's Dalv. And oh my god, I just realized that it's Dalv because it's backwards for Vlad. Okay, I like it. I like the pun. I like puns. Puns are great. Quite intelligent. Meanwhile, I am quite unintelligent. That is not a word, by the way. The word is unintelligent because English is fun. A little fun thing I'm doing with this piece is I'm trying to make all the people look at Luffy. I don't know necessarily why I'm doing that. You were smart enough to make that joke, so don't pull yourself down. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair. As I've been streaming, I've been getting quicker on the draw, as it were. I've been able to say things faster. I've been able to come up with funny jokes faster. It's all about practice. Yeah, exactly. My improvisation skills have gotten better as I've been doing this for 5 months now, almost. Yeah, I'm glad to hear. I've always liked talking. Hmm. Let me look. That is it is main title. Yes, that is the title screen music. You'd think that that would be first, but in fact that is 12th, 13th. I like this one because this is morning and it's just like 30 seconds long. Like this entire song is just 30 seconds long because it's the thing that plays when like the whole thing begins. Oh, I just remembered. Before stream started, I was watching a video about like a short D&D game idea. I used to have morning as my alarm noise. Oh, based. Holy based. But yeah, no, like the idea for this D&D or like any RPG game is basically you walk into a town and it's like a Groundhog Day sort of situation. But the more this guy talked about it in the video, the more it felt like Outer Wilds rather than Groundhog Day, even though they both have the same kind of time loop gimmick to it where you have to find the right way, you have to find a way to stop the loop from happening. But the game ended up sounding more like Outer Wilds. And it gave me a lot of inspiration for a game I want to run. Because I want to do a Pathfinder second edition game set like in a bunch of like Feywild stuff, like a lot of fairies and like weird trippy magical stuff. Uh do something similar, although they were imprisoned and sentenced to death instead. I see. And I thought it would be an interesting idea to have like because it takes about 5 sessions. This like short game idea. It'd be interesting, like in the middle of the game where really trippy like Feywild stuff was already happening. They'd wander into a town and have to deal with some sort of like archfey creature that was making this town like loop in the same day for years. And the whole gimmick of it is that everyone in the town knows already that there's a time loop. They're fully aware that they've been in a time loop for years. Right? It's not just the protagonists or like the players that are like that understand that they're going through it. It's the entire town. And I think that's really really interesting. Um okay, so how it was described is that for the first like year they would do like literally everything under the sun, like every sin, every crime, they committed it. And then afterwards they like settled down and they decided that they would try and enact the same day, like do the same actions over and over, or very similar actions over and over. And then they would take note, they would take very careful note of every single minuscule change that happens. And so for like a year, every day they've been doing the same actions, going through this sort of scientific method, trial and error, trying to see if things change and how much things change. And then the players come into the mix and they're like, "Oh, a big change has happened." Like the people in the town are like, "A big change has happened." And then like the it sets up or it sets off rather is the term. And it's yeah, no, it's so sick. I want to implement it into a thing, but like I'm currently eh, doing a lot of art as you can see. And so I don't necessarily have a lot of time to write for that. Oh, another thing I'm writing for is an Undertale fandom history series that I want to do, and I there's so much. Who knew that trying to chronicle a rabid 10-year-old fan base would be difficult to get everything down? Right now I'm at like the first few AUs, like alternate universe things. because turns out the background history of the game itself is important. I've just sort of always been like this. It Real determination comes from also bum bum for funny Undertale determination reference. What was I saying? Oh yeah. The real determination comes from finishing the projects. Whoopsies. I just remembered I showed my mom this art piece a bit ago, and it because it's just the shading with some gradient maps. Uh, she was like, "Why does he just have gums?" And now I can't unsee it, and I need to get to the color. I need to get to the actual like flat colors so that they stop looking like gums. Uh, uh, what was the name of the clown that gets cut in half and doesn't care? He was there early on in the story. Oh, you're talking about Buggy, Buggy the clown. Fun fact: he's my favorite character. Him and Usopp are two of my favorite characters. I'm excited to get to drawing him. It's funny looking at the anime versus the manga and realizing how much the anime censors. Uh, you spelled it correctly. Fair enough. He has a massive like glow up. A bit later in the story. Cause like his whole thing is the idea that bravery is not the absence of cowardice, but the determination to overcome your cowardice despite your fear. And Usopp's whole thing is that he's scared the entire time. He's scared of everything. He's anxious and scared of the entire world around him. And yet he moves forward and does what he needs to do anyways. And I personally love that because it's incredibly relatable. I remember seeing that the anime censored Shanks losing his arm in the novel. They show you everything. Yeah, true. And you were talking about like around Dressrosa is when you dropped off. Which means that you saw Marineford, yeah? Like Whitebeard? You also probably saw the Davy Back fight on Long Ring Longland. Uh yeah, it's when Ace dies. Gets punched through the chest. But yeah, no. So in the anime, Whitebeard just has his mustache, like half of his mustache off, right? Like blown off. But in the manga, he has a third of his face, all the way from the front to the back of his head, blown off. He has massive holes punched into his chest, smoldering hot from the same guy that killed Ace. And then he's still is badass enough to go, "The One Piece! The One Piece is real!" And then he gets jumped by Blackbeard. Can we get much higher? It's so high. Oh God! Speaking of that, fun fact: if you didn't know, that song is from Kanye West, and I am, for uh, a lot of reasons, I'm not a fan of him as a person. One of his most recent songs is just called "Hail Hitler," because he's an actual Nazi, and I don't like him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's not a great guy. Um, yeah, neat, but like sarcastically. A lot of people are focusing on like the song he made about how he like I used to make decent music. What happened? Okay, so uh he is genuinely mentally ill. He has been going through like actual mental deterioration the past few years. And it turns out that when somebody has lower mental faculties in that sort of way, they are more susceptible to Nazi propaganda. At least that's the common theory of it. Like he has genuinely been going through mental decline. Yeah, it is tragic. You also have to weigh the tragedy with the harm that he himself does as a person. And so like there's only so much I can pity him before like it becomes a like apologizing for his behavior. Again, don't mind Nightbot. I I see every single his space exactly. I also love this song. Yeah, exactly. This entire soundtrack is good music. It's good background music. That's why I chose it. God, I just remembered. You know that meme of like the "I'm sorry, coach," and then like the coach is yelling some random noise. I mean, it should be coming up. You don't think so? Okay, so it's a little kid playing baseball, and I'll just show the image. So people took this image and had the little kid go, "I'm sorry, coach," and then had the coach yelling like a really loud anything, like any random noise. Particularly, people would go like, "The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi aerobic stage test," and just like any noise. Well, like that song that plays when like you're at the end. Yeah, the One Piece is real. Exactly. I think somebody made a meme of that with somebody going, "The One Piece is real." But having that music that plays when like the universe is restarting, like at the end of Outer Wilds. The brap wap wap. Like at the end. I had I I had an idea for a meme of it's just "I'm sorry, coach," and then that really loud bit from the soundtrack playing. It'll come up eventually, and then I'll point it out. I have the power to edit whatever I want. I use Blender. Is the face accurate? I'd say it's pretty accurate-ish. I I remember. You know, for the amount that I don't personally care for South Park, I reference the member berries a lot. Just I remember. Mouse is being funky. Okay. Okay, so those lines are just like a weird artifact of the art style, so I'm not really gonna have that. I will have him have deep bags though, because that makes sense for him. As we all know, Ben Beckman is Shanks's husband and is the one keeping everything together. Yeah, no, exactly. There are funny South Park moments, but you could not pay me to enjoy South Park in its entirety. I've talked about this a bit before. They're kissing all the time when you can't see them. Exactly. In fact, they might be doing a bit more when you're not looking. I mean, we don't know. We barely see Shanks. Shanks has the Darth Vader effect of like he's barely on screen, but when he is, he's incredibly influential. Like he shows up every like 200 episodes of the anime. I actually like that head shape, so I'm keeping that. You know, Shanks barely shows up, and I feel so. That makes me so sad because I like him. He's a really good character and really interesting, and I think that's why Shanks fans are like chomping at the bit. Okay, he already looks much better without these lines. You know, I fully believe that Shanks and Beckman are like fully getting sloppy with it while we're not looking. I was like, which song is this? This is the Ash Twin Project. Bold of you to say that on a live stream you'll probably be saving. I am recording it right now. Uh, on OBS, I record and stream it. English is my first language, and I struggle with it sometimes. That shows you the quality of the language overall. And I do that at the same time because sometimes my internet just goes out. And so it's easier for me to edit afterwards if I just like record it onto my device. Truly tragic. I should play Portal again on stream. I can play Portal 1 and 2 in a single stream. Like I'm good at those games. I don't often say that I'm good at a video game. I'm good at Portal. Sometimes I speak English better than most of my American friends and it puts things into perspective. Yeah. Yeah, I've been getting better and better at speaking because I do it all the time. Is the thing. Right? I speak and I read and I write more than your average, like more than the average of like my other fellow Americans out there. I am, all things considered, pretty well educated. And I still struggle with the language. Right? Like I've written essays on like a bunch of different topics. I'm I'm not stupid, but I'm also not very smart. But I guess that's sort of like the difference between educated and smart. Oh, okay, so what's channel points? Okay, so channel points, I don't unlock them until I reach affiliate status. Yeah, also known as average, yeah. Uh channel points, I don't get them until I've reached affiliate, which is like 50 followers, 3 average viewers, and everything else I have already unlocked. Those are the two things I need to do now to get the status. And what it allows me to do is it allows me to have redeems, which basically means that the more people watch, they gain channel points just by viewing for free. And then they can redeem them for fun little things. And some streamers do it for like for instance, one of my favorite streamers, Salty Job. He's a she's a Swedish streamer that I like a lot. And she does a thing sometimes where she does tournaments of people voting on their favorite art pieces of hers. And using the channel points to vote, because you can use channel points to get extra votes in a poll. Yes, you are red. How did you change that? Also on the actual like stream chat, you've been red this whole time, like on the chat on screen. You were pressing buttons, I see. Perfect. You started off as my favorite color, and now you're red, which is also a good color. I mean, all colors are good, don't get me wrong. It's just that that sort of more mellow green is my favorite. Cope, mold, seethe. God, that video you sent me, that SFM animation of Scout, it was really funny. Just cope, mold. Like I said, red is a good color. I mean, all colors are good, really. It just depends on how they're used. And then also there's like bright yellow, which hurts my eyes, so I hate it. I hate it because it hurts me, not because it's a bad color. Now, blue would be my favorite color, but I can't see blue as good as everyone else. I'm slightly colorblind. Like when it comes to blue and yellow. Which is a shame, because some of the most pretty things are blue and yellow. There we go. You know, now that the Nomai are the song "The Nomai" is playing, I am now being abducted by the Nomai. I don't know how they're here. They're dead. They're long dead, except for the one on the quantum moon. By the way, anybody who's viewing this as a VOD later who does not know about Outer Wilds, I'm so sorry. I just ruined like the whole game. I that man, just like yeah, the quantum moon is like shit. I've broken rule 1 of Fight Club. Don't talk about Fight Club. There we go. Drawing that line was surprisingly difficult. Oh well. See, it's my job as the streamer to cope, mold, and perhaps even seethe. All right, yeah. Thanks for popping by. If you decide to pop back in, that is awesome. Either way, I appreciate you. I think I might make these eye bags a little bit bigger, but not very big like they were. There we go. Thank you, Nightbot. It's really nice to see you working. I might need to fix you a little bit so I can get the timings down better, but like, I appreciate that you're working. Thank you. The fact that it's saying thank you to ChatGPT costs the company a lot of money is really funny. I will never use the service myself, because fuck that. But also, it's very funny. Okay, and the hair. Nice. Yes. Okay, so the hair kind of swoops down like my hair does when I have to tuck it behind my ear. That's cool. That's cool and also relatable, Beckman. Man, Benny boy, your hairline's looking good. There we go. Now time for more water. Mmm, wonderful. I'm probably gonna need another like numpad thing to and it will create a hotkey type of situation so that I can get things working. To where I could just like swap between full PNG tubers with a single button because it might be a little bit annoying for me to just suddenly switch Just to suddenly go switching. Although if I get to the point where I can have two screens, I could just go, all right, this is working and now that's working, and not have to like actually click between windows. That should be fine. That should be fine and cool and also convenient. I like drawing hair. I've sort of come to realize this as I've developed more as an artist. I like hair. I especially like hair that's like long and swoopy. There we go. Awesome. Also, because of this little thing I added at the end, I keep thinking like, oh, that's a shrimp. That's not an issue, and I'm gonna keep that because it's funny, but also like, shrimp. Thank you, Alpharad, for giving me a YouTube notification. That's cool. Okay, this hair is very doable and good. Actually, his hair is very similar to mine in like shape and waviness, and also he has a braid in the back. Like if you notice, at least I'm interpreting it as a braid. That's him 12 years later. Ah, what 12 years will do to a man. What a massive glow up. Man, I really got around drawing necks on most of these guys just like on accident, huh? That's very fun and silly. Right, like I drew a neck there and I kind of blocked the neck there. That's entirely unintentional. I guess I get to decide what the neck looks like and not have to go based off of my own biases and conjecture. I will, though, because that's cool and epic to do. And we all do it. We just need to be aware that we do it. Because doing it on accident is unhelpful. There we go. I've talked about this before on stream. Something I noticed that's pretty interesting is the accent that I happen to have has vocal fry. Like if you hear that noise, I hope that's popping up on mic. That uh, uh, like that is very common just to happen in this region of the United States, and it's super interesting. if I do that and have that line sort of there, that gives me something a little bit special. Also, I I've been sort of editing this man a little bit. Uh, his hair's taller than it is here. See, his head's a very different shape, like on the top. Right, like Yasop has a really tall one. Right, like you can see bigger head, incredible chrome dome. Decently sized head. I guess the hair would be a bit. I figured out what the problem is. Okay, so if you're going based on the head, right? The hair is at the top is landing literally right where the top of the head is, when there should be a bit more volume. That is a very simple mistake to make, because people forget sometimes that when making a head, hair has volume. God, the Timber Hearth. Oh, Timber Hearth is so good. Wow. There we go. Wait, is that a braid? Then Beckman. One. Keys. Images. Give him to me. Give me early Ben Beckman. It is not a braid. I was incorrect. It is just a regular ponytail. It's just wavy. There we go. That's awesome. That's awesome and cool. Did I make that ear too high for Oda? I don't believe I did, but I might have. I just remembered something that I've been told, not my entire life, but a fair amount of my life, is that I have a voice for radio, and it seems that I am developing that as a skill. I'm gaining the radio voice skill, and that's awesome. Now, the problem with that is a lot of AI voice training comes from radio, first and foremost, and like just the broadcast voice. And so if you just have like a radio voice, or just like in general a voice that sounds like it would be on radio, people think that it's AI. Because AI's gotten scarily good. That's for those who are willing to pay that price. That those shit's expensive. Yeah, Travelers, this song is very good. It's a very good song. I will say, though, now that I've listened to Travelers Encore enough times, this feels like there's something missing from it. Right, like, it feels like there should be some more, theremin. By the way, my window is open, and I'm hearing beautiful bird calls, and the sun is shining. It is an amazing day out right now for me. It is 1:14 p.m. in the afternoon, and the world is beautiful. There we go. Think I can do. Nope. Wrong kind. Okay, so I just need to erase this because I don't know when I made that. I might have to undo all of Ben Beckman on accident. Oh, Departure. Departure's the name of the song. No, it's the. Is it this one? I forget. I forget. I think this arm is too short. I think that Oda made an art mistake when he was my age. And much less skilled in art than he is now. And now he wouldn't make that mistake, unless I'm going to ridicule him now for a mistake he made 25 years ago. There we go. This hand is this hand is atrocious. How could anybody ever consider it good art? What do you mean this man would later go on to make, like, the best manga? What do you mean it doesn't matter where you start as an artist? It matters where you go and that you practice. Who do you take me for? This arm is not to my liking. But also, do I adhere to accuracy? Or do I just say, fuck it, we ball? Wait, no, I need to do the other two fingers. I need to do the other two fingers. Wrong tool. Rocket noises in my ear. Give me your wisdom. There we go. There we go. And then I can extend this arm a little bit. But not by entirely all that much. Let me check the volume on my stream, actually. Man, the delay's bad. Alright. The volume's good. Okay. I realized that in one of the things I want to make, I'll have to do more work to make it look how I want. Boy, ain't that just how it always happens. His tits big. Waiter, more big titty men, please. Yeah, that's fine, because it's scrunching. Whereas this is kind of being pulled up here, and it might still scrunch a little bit, like, there, maybe? Those muscles don't go there. This needs to have a little bit more round. Maybe a little less round than that, but still more round than it was. There we go. Sketch. Good. I hear a cat.
Wednesday. No.
Luna? Hey. Luna?
There we go. Hi. Yeah. My milk is mine. Yeah. Mine. Mwah. Yeah. Hi.
I have a cat. Actually, I have three, but I have one right here with me. She's very pretty.
Mwah.
There we go. Sorry, I'm not very loud at the moment. I'm just kind of chilling. I'm being chilling. We go very cool and Paul.
Hi.
Then you do this.
You're such a sweet boy.
Yeah. Fun fact for those who don't know, my cat drools when she's very happy.
Yeah. It's nice to see you happy. Mwah.
She drools and she purrs when she's happy, and boy is she purring. If you have pets, make sure to give them plenty of attention. Low maintenance is kind of a lie. Low maintenance doesn't actually mean low maintenance, it just means less demanding. Make sure to give all your pets plenty of love. But if they, as individual creatures, are trying to tell you that you're giving them too much and they want you to stop, that. They're living things, they deserve respect. And also love. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There we go. I had to pop my elbow. I live! Hi, welcome back. I've made some progress, as you can see. We just got to the DLC music, Echoes of the Eye, which means soon, uh, uh, we're on, Eternal Halls, next is, Fear and Ashes. Fucking killer. I love time travel in stories, especially when it's like baked into the story and not like a shoe-in plot. Like everything has to be built around the time travel. For instance, Outer Wilds is based around that time loop where you're constantly traveling back in time to a set point. Uh, Twitch had the Poggers guy in it? It should. I, I don't know if that's a default emote. If you see a lizard, there's like a lizard head, and that's supposed to be the default Pog, but it's not. It's not really a Pog. God, there's so many. Twitch has been around for so long. There's so many emotes. I'm pretty sure that the Pog guy was like controversial or something like the original guy, but I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did, and I kind of don't want to know. It's like either it's gonna be like a controversy, quote unquote, or it's gonna be like something actually bad that I don't want to hear about today. You know what I mean? Like it's either gonna be nothing or something. Also, I have a cat on my lap, specifically Penelope. All right, Pug. Hey, ma'am, don't touch my phone. There we go. Ah, don't touch my phone. My phone reacts to the heat of your paw, like it were a finger. There we go. I moved my phone so now you can reach your paw out there and not touch it. Not nearly as bad as we both anticipated. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of nothing. Okay, the hurtful comments and negative words, but nothing crazy. Ah, I see. He was just like a hateful person. Apparently, the original guy, like the guy's name is Ryan Gutierrez. So like, I don't know. I don't know what he did. I don't know why I said his name in the way that I did, but like he did. I. He just looks like a guy. What happened? Removal. They removed the original Pog champion following comments from Gutierrez on his Twitter. Of course, it was Twitter. Page supporting further civil arrest in response of death to the death of a participant in the United States Capitol attack occurring that day. Okay, he was a Jan 6er. Okay, so he was a Jan 6er. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad he was removed from Twitch then. I saw January 6th happen like where they raided our Capitol building. I saw that live. I that was live streamed and I saw it and I cried. Prefer that the emote had stayed. Yeah. I suppose. I mean, I'm surprised that it got taken down considering that Bezos owns Twitch. It's Pog has leached into like popular vernacular. Oh, there's postlude. CEO entrepreneur born in 1964, Jeffrey Bezos. Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it. May put you back into it. Tell us why. Show us how. Look at where we came from. Look at you now. Zuckerberg and Gates and Buffett. Amateurs can fucking suck it. Fuck their wives. Drink their blood. Come on, Jeff. Get 'em. I love Bo Burnham. Particularly Bo Burnham's Inside. Some of his older stuff is kind of just okay. I heard, but I don't know if there's actual proof that he's working on like a sequel to Inside. People have been theorizing that if it is real, it's gonna be called Outside. You know, I know, riveting pun. I knew Bo Burnham before it was cool. The saying is interchangeable like that. It doesn't matter, like it doesn't matter. Phrases are flexible, and we all only have limited amount of time on this earth, so I care about pedantics like that, honestly. More water. It turns out when you speak a lot. Let me see. Indeed, it is. Your knowledge on Outer Wilds music is absolute. I'm I don't check the names when they're playing so often. So I don't necessarily know like what the song's name is, but I know what's gonna be playing next. Okay, soon I'll have to get to the pants, which is, as you can see here with all these fancy folds, not gonna be quite that easy. But I can sort a lot of this out in the highlighting and shading portion. I still need to get the outline right. Um, is it really an issue if it's based? I think not. Now, if you had 200 hours on League of Legends, I tell you to seek professional help. Because League of Legends is a poison on all that is human. But because it's Outer Wilds, that's based. 200 hours is incredibly based. Never speak its name in this house again. Yeah, I'm sorry for invoking the name of evil. I apologize. I'm pulling out my ukulele. I'm creating a video just titled "Sorry," and I'm gonna apologize for speaking evil's name on this stream. I don't even know how to play ukulele. I think it would be dangerous for me to learn, honestly. The golden retriever on red. Taking a deep breath before talking. Yeah, pretending to cry for with false tears. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, using them crocodile tears that I have handy. You know, just in case. It is a funny saying. No, interesting biology fact. While crocodiles do not have tear ducts, as far as I know, they might. Uh, crocodiles do feel sad. Crocodiles feel a full range of emotions. It's just they're not the same as human emotions because they're crocodile emotions. But they do feel them. Same with lobsters. So people are putting a bunch of cruelty on lobsters because like they can't feel pain, but they can. Yeah, there's a lot of popular ideas that are just not quite true. All right, on one hand, I didn't do this quite right, but on the other hand, I kind of like what I'm doing better. So, my cat is no longer on my lap. Truly a tragedy. I will never emotionally or mentally recover from the lack of cat in my lap. I was zooming into the wrong thing. All right. Fun fact, when Oda was starting One Piece, he was around my age, around like 21, 22. He was young. He was young when he started. I don't think he knew that this would be his yeah, no, exactly. You'll have to do it the opposite way. Uh yeah, no, he was about my age when he started. He had no idea this would become his like magnum opus. He had no idea would become his One Piece. There we. Wow. He's One Piece. I love puns. I love puns a lot. Some of the best reasons to learn multiple languages, which I'm trying to, but I'm not very good, is learning more puns in more languages. Listen, when one of the people that raised you is an old man, you pick up on old man humor, like puns. Thank you, Nightbot. That won't stop me from insulting. Yeah, I'd expect nothing less. I guess it's a form of like emotional masochism, but I enjoy being insulted. Like in the cases where I know it's like it's for fun and not to actually like try and hurt me. The intent is important, don't get me wrong. But also, I don't know, I find it really funny when I'm the butt of a joke. I guess that's why I resonate with clowns so much, because like that's part of the clown code is that you're always the butt of the joke, so you don't make other people the butt of the joke. Because like that's mean. You know, that's mean if they're not okay with it. I mean, is that correct? I think that might be correct. Is that good? It could be baggier. His pants could be baggier and also cooler. I I have about like five PNG tuber models in the works, and um because Fiznom has this, I want to do this as well. Of like having toggles. Do you draw with a tablet? Yes, I do. I draw with a cheap like a screenless tablet. It was about when I bought it, it was about 50 USD. The one I had before this was also a similar price, and my first one was like a really dinky, like cheap one. That was like 25 USD. Uh, Also, when I start doing like commissions and stuff, I am going to have my default currency be the euro, because as of the last time I checked, 1 euro is about 1.44 USD. And so right now, especially with stuff going on currently, it is the much stronger currency. Much more stable. Because I want to have a bunch of like my own assets down before I do that kind of work for other people too. Yeah, no, it turns out the euro is much more stable right now. There we go. Okay, so the bagginess is finally how I want it, I think. He did a bit more, but I like how it is, so I'm gonna do it this way. Also, though my audience is small, it makes sense to get yourself on track before working on for others. Yeah, exactly. I'm working on like a bunch of assets so I can have a season one thing as I told you. I just like reiterating it so that I can keep myself motivated. Why did I say it like that? I usually say it like motivated, not motivated. But yeah, no, like it's saying it multiple times is mostly to keep myself motivated, rather than being like, I'm the annoying kid going, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" Like in the car. Exactly. I also need to do a proper like starting soon timer screen, but like that shouldn't be too difficult. It's just gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same tent. Virgil mentioned. Uh, Virgil motivated or just getting it done motivated? Uh, why can't it be both? It's to keep my. It's sort of to keep myself Virgil motivated a little bit. But also like I'm unmedicated. So I need to have certain coping mechanisms to actually get things done. And so I do my best to do so. I don't know if I told you this, but I found this study that I think is really interesting. Uh, that like people with ADHD, when they're like for drugs, exactly, drugs. But you know, like people with ADHD, when they're trying to get themselves to do something that they don't want to do, it activates the same part of the brain as trying to force yourself to put your hand in, like you know, put actively put yourself in harm's way, like putting your hand in a wood chipper or something. Right, like it's fighting your survival instincts, which is dumb because I'm not in danger if I do art. You know, that's just something you have to work around. Yeah, brains are funny, and we learn more about them every single day. I mean, not so much the U.S. anymore because our colleges are currently under attack, and that's a large part of like our prestige is our higher education. But like you know, us as a global society of every group of people, uh, we uh, we learn more about brains every single day. We learn more about everything every single day. Water. Did I tell you? I might have told you this fun fact. Let me know if I already told you this. But I learned that the state of Oregon and the country of Norway have the same or very similar population density. America simultaneously impresses me and scares the shit out of me sometimes. Exactly. That's what it's like living here, is that you're impressed and scared all at the same time. I mean, it is basically 50 countries smushed together. Right, but yeah, no, Oregon and Norway have, like, the same population density. Meanwhile, like, we're the size of about two Englands? Not like two, not two, UKs. Two Englands, specifically. If I remember, like, the conversion rate from state to country. So, like, there's basically, outside of the Portland metro area, there's, like, in, like, the greater Willamette Valley, there's, like, nobody here. That does mean our nature is all the more beautiful for it, though. I'm gonna have to completely rework that stool. Well, that's cool and also worth it. Is about the size of England times two, roundabout, yeah. I am fact checking that currently. England. Oh yeah, England's. Don't let the English tell you this, but England's technically not a country anymore. Yeah, it's the UK. It dissolved itself so it could be, like, specifically part of the UK. England is technically not a country. Like 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 legally speaking. That's really funny. That's so funny. Right, like there's the UK, which consists of, like, England, Scotland, Wales, and the Ulster region of Ireland, right, being Northern Ireland, but, like, it's technically not a country anymore. No, I don't want the whole of the UK. Okay, so I looked it up. It's not exactly two times. It is Oregon, US, is 1.96 times as big as England. Yeah, no, exactly. And also, like, England is still 100%, uh, uh, like, an ethnic and cultural and societal region, right? But it's not legally a country, which is really funny. How are you running out of living space? We're not. It's the song, it's the song, it's the song! It's the song of water! Let me turn it up. There we go. The song. It's the sound of water. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And next is my favorite. Next is my favorite because next is Traveler's Encore. Next is Traveler's Encore. It's my favorite. Marvelous. Exquisite. But yeah, no, we're not running out of living space. Is the thing. It's just that our country is not building house. Okay, here's the thing. So it's building some houses, but like big realtor and like real estate companies buy it all up, which is this is very common with every country basically. That is in a similar situation, which is to say, a lot of Europe, Canada, obviously the U.S., because I'm talking about it in the context of the U.S., where like companies will buy up a bunch of houses and then they'll just sit on them, so nobody lives there. And so a lot of the living space that we could use for housing actual people are not going to that. Thank you, Nightbot. Very cool. Yeah, yeah, it's greed. It's mostly greed. I mean the only cardinal sin that the United States embodies more than greed is pride. So like you'd expect stuff like this. I mean we learned from the best, and by the best I mean the worst. That being the British Empire. You know, while a lot of I I dislike the British, incredibly based opinion. Man, while a lot of the people here uh originally like come from German immigrants, especially like once you get to the Midwest, like Midwest area and the Great Lakes. Um, this country did start as a bunch of British colonies. I wonder what was going on in the 1800s that like so many German immigrants came over here to the United States. Was it just like generally Europe was not great to live in at the time? Because like the Italians and the obviously the Irish because of the British, what the British were doing to them at the time. Like what was going on with Germany? I guess it wasn't Germany at the time. It would have been. Would it have been? Would it have been Prussia? All right, fair enough. No, Prussia would not have been all of like. Would not have been the entirety of like what constitutes as Germany at the time, and there probably would have still been like multiple different states at the time. It's just like Prussia was becoming more and more of an influence at the time, I think, if I remember my history right. Europe's generally not a great place to live, yeah. Probably, I know I already, like, responded to that, but, like, yeah, yeah. Oh, when that theremin comes in. Oh, oh, so good. Oh, oh, minimize that on accident. Don't mind the black screen. There we go. All right. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have too much trouble, like getting out and visiting Europe. Yeah, this is Krita. Free and open source. I don't know if we're there already. Oh, no, we are. Oh, we're in the we're almost to Rivers End Times. We're almost to Rivers End Times. This is also a really good song, and also Rivers End. Both of those are really good. Those two are up next. Yippee! God, I need to make a yippee emote so bad. The little yippee creature. That little creature would be perfect as like a little clown, like with the rainbow wig and the big nose. That would be perfect. Isn't it named the autism creature? Yes, it is. Also, I need the ADHD creature, but that one's a lot less popular as like a meme. Ooh, I'll have to look that up. Uh, close that tab. Open a new tab. Autism creature meme origin. Mm. Yummy ram. I love my mm. I love my read access memory. Okay, so I'm looking at it. It seems like it's just a random creature that somebody drew, and then a bunch of autistic people just said, "All right, this is me. This is me. This creature. This creature is me." And then like that happened, and then somebody probably found the yippee audio, isolated just the yippee, and then like added the confetti, and then here you are. Literally me, for real, for real. Exactly. I too am excited to drink cola and play Fortnite. I know. Oh God, I know. That's such a cute audio. I wonder what they're doing now. They're probably just like living their life. Yeah, like have you seen the movie Labyrinth? You know, the one with David Bowie? The Jim Henson movie. Okay, so basically the whole thing is that this girl hates her baby brother and then wishes for him to be taken away, and then David Bowie comes in as the Goblin King and steals the child. And she has to go through a journey realizing that like she actually loves her little baby brother and is like going to get him back. And that baby was born in 1984. They are 40 now, and they work for Leica Studios uh, now as like a creature and character designer. Now, Leica Studios is Portland's pride and joy. It is the animation studio behind things like Box Trolls and Coraline, and like Kubo and the Two Strings, and they also helped Guillermo del Toro work on his Pinocchio film. That baby is not only an adult now, but is incredibly cool and based, and also lives here. And his mom designed the Yoda puppet for Star Wars. Because like the Jim Henson Creature company, I believe, helped with a lot of like the puppet designs for creatures in Star Wars. In Oregon, in particular, like in Portland, like he lives in Portland. Yeah, yeah. Leica Studios is a Portland animation company. Yes, yeah, Star Wars, and also because his mom worked a lot with Jim Henson. She was also the designer for a bunch of the Muppet characters in like Sesame Street and the Muppet movies and TV show, of course. The Frauds are an incredibly influential like artist family, specifically on my life. The Frauds also worked on the Dark Crystal. That's actually how they met, and they would later have the baby. Uh, who would later go on to make like the best shit. Like like my our state's pride and joy is Leica Studios. We have a lot of stuff that we like to think is unique, but is actually pretty ubiquitous amongst cities. Our art, is particularly unique, and a lot of it is thanks to Toby Froud. Yeah. You know the Coraline movie though, right? Like the stop motion animation one. That was Leica Studios. And Leica is named at the button eyes thing. Yes, yes, the button eyes thing. It is quite good. There's like no like I don't know what his shoes actually look like, so I'm going to guess. Yeah, it is better than the book, because it adds in an entirely new character named Wybe. Oh, and also Coraline is set in a real place in Oregon. So it is an Oregon studio making a movie from a book that's set in Oregon. So it's sort of like our state's pride and joy, along with the Goonies. Uh, your state is famous. Yeah, sort of. We're no California. We're certainly no Washington. Right? Like California has all the big movies, Washington has all the music, and we're just here in the center making our little art pieces. I hate their drivers so much when they come up here. Oh my god. They see a left turn signal as a sign of weakness. It's awful. Hi, chatbot. I'm gonna erase you from existence now. There we go. Womp womp. You know, they're just like, would you like cheap VR? And then I'm like, no, 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 I'm good, thank you. And then ban them. I've it's gotten to the point where every single one that does that is seen as like a um a possible ban evader, which means I don't even need to give a reason to ban them anymore. I just have to go, all right, banned, you're gone, erased from existence. Yeah, no, Oregon's just like the sort of the middle child of the West Coast. Like Queso. I love Queso. He's great. He's actually, I mean, he is fat, but he's fat in the way that like a power lifter is fat. Right? Like he's actually incredibly muscular. He's a power lifter. He is also fat, but that's because power lifters are also fat. I mean, to some people, but I consider fat as a positive. I so like I don't know. I don't see it as rude or anything. You know, as long as as long as the person is like happy with themselves, right? The most important thing is that someone is happy, like and confident in their body, regardless of their shape, right? But like, I don't know, I don't know. I think fat's not a negative or anything. I I've been zoomed in on the feet for far too long. Now I have to actually draw the now I have to actually draw it. Exactly. I get also I guess I'm biased because America. I do not believe I need to elaborate any further. Just America. It's funny that I'm talking about like yeah, fat's a good thing and I like it, but I would like to keep a twinkish figure. Thank you very much. Like personally, it's what I enjoy, and a lot of like the shape toning that I want to do more involves like adding muscle rather than removing fat. This foot is really poorly made. Who the hell made this? Some sort of loser artist? I kid, because I did this. I did this months ago, and I've improved since then. Let me look up 6 kg 2 pounds. 61 kilos. You are correct. That is 134.482 pounds. Some kind of loser chump. Ah, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, my most regular chatter is from Norway. So I've gotten used to like popping open a conversion calculator and just saying like the metric measurement for something, rather than just saying like the imperial measurement outright. I mean, I'm gonna think highly of you regardless. So like, does it really matter if you're a genius or not? I don't think so. Yeah, England pretends to use the metric, but really they use imperial most of the time. Same with Canada. Oh yeah, I love this one too. Hearth Shadow is so good. Oh, it's so it's such a nostalgic sounding song. It feels like a long gone time that you want to have back, but you can't. Ah, draw the foot boy. And I'm forcing myself to. You know, you get the idea in your head. Wrong layer that I was gonna do. You get into your head that you're gonna draw a bunch of people in a scene, and you forget. You completely forget that means you have to draw twice as many feet as there are people. And people talk about like hands being sucky to draw, but like no, the hands are a fun kind of challenge. I like drawing hands. This hand sucks, but that's because I was mostly tracing what Oda did, and he did not draw the hand very good. Feet enjoyers don't complain about it. Yeah, yeah. Maybe I should just enjoy feet more or something. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody's probably gonna be like, just enjoy feet more, idiot. Yeah, I find thought processes quite interesting in general. That fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? That's fine. I just kind of like wing it. Oh, Pog, yeah, send me. Is it on like Steam or Itch or like? I guess I'll find out. Right now, this looks like a sock because there is no funny little sole. I did that the wrong way. I need this to be a straight line. The ending bit of this song is really, really interesting. Uh, the the person that agreed to like help with music on my game idea and I were having some troubles like coming up with a concrete idea, and then I suggested like Or like what was what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, about the music. And then I suggested like, hey, here's the Outer Wilds soundtrack, and then like they popped out with some really good. All right, good, very good. You know what? It's funny when I stop paying attention to the sentence that I was saying. But yeah, no. To repeat myself, I was the person who agreed to do music for me, and I were having some issues like getting a concrete idea across. And then I suggested like, hey, why not look at like Outer Wilds music for some ideas because it's like a clown game in space. And it basically like after whipping out another demo thing, uh like basically solved all the problems we were having on the song. Like most of the problems are gone now. That's just the power of Outer Wilds. Yeah, an example can go a long way, exactly. I guess I wasn't giving the best examples before, but like I was doing my best. It still looks wrong, but maybe if I add the buckle in, maybe then it'll look right. Also, you never know. Sometimes line art that looks kind of off really comes together with the right shading. I'm thinking. I started on this foot, and then it turns out not the best idea if I need to finish this shoe also. So I shall now finish the shoe. I'm just imagining that in Homer Simpson's voice, just donut, foot. I'm bad at Homer Simpson impression. I'll get better. The only line that I can really say is Homer in like a half decent impression is, "But Marge, Marge." Boy, I like The Simpsons. I very controversial opinion. Don't mind the big flashing neon sign saying sarcasm when I say controversial opinion. I like The Simpsons. It's good. The like something that things like South Park and Family Guy don't have that The Simpsons and like Bob's Burgers both have is like a core of sincerity there. Ah, fair enough. But yeah, no, like The Simpsons and Bob's Burgers, like it's an animated family sitcom, and they actually show that the family, while not perfect, actually like love and care for each other, and that is what holds them together. Yeah, fair enough. I barely even see clips of it anymore. I just kind of like know it exists. Also, fun fact: they're not making a new season right now, and I heard the reason for that is because a lot of what they do is satirizing like real life events, and kind of like with satire, like satirical news. I know you have like a satire news magazine, but I forget its name right now. But like for us, The Onion, like stuff like The Onion, are having a really hard time satirizing what's going on right now because it's all just like insane. It's all comedy. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, might be better for mental health to not. Sometimes people are not in a situation to ignore that kind of stuff, and it does put a dampener on mental health. Healing the world with the comedy, making a literal difference metaphorically. I hope that was an intentional Bo Burnham callback, cause that was funny. I'd say more than sometimes. With comedy. Fun fact for the inspiration of the inspiration of the, well, not the tentacle character, because as you can see, I'm a tentacle creature in a suit. But like this clown rabbit was inspired by another artist who is still on Twitter and refuses to make the jump to Bluesky, even though like I don't know, Twitter is sort of detrimental to their health at the moment. But like they're super cool. It's inspired by one of their characters named Stinkbug. They're called Almost Thursday. I was thinking it had a Death 13 vibe. Oh yeah, Death 13. I need to make one that has like an overt reference to Death 13. Cause like I love that design so much, and like the idea that like you get transported into its reality is super fun. It's an awesome idea. I had the idea for a stand called Magic Carpet Ride, which is a reference to the Steppenwolf song. Where basically like as long as you're on top of something, you can make it float. And underutilized. Yeah, exactly. Also, I don't care how evil the baby is. It's mean to make them eat shit. Uh, it, Death 13 stand user did not deserve that. Does it work for others, and can you control the object? You can control the object fully. Like you're on top of the object and you can control it. But and you can have other people on it, but you have to be on top also. Because it's a magic carpet ride. You're riding on the magic carpet, but it's like anything. Right? So imagine like you're on top of a house, right? Like you're on top of, let's say, just a random house. Uh kind of old, like 100 years or so old or something, like 200 years. And then you touch it, and then it starts flying. It starts like straight up like the movie Up. I think you think you could send someone to orbit if you felt like it? Yeah, probably. I mean, you'd have to be on top of it too, so on top of the person. So like, I don't know, if you were wearing protective equipment that allowed you to like be in space, then you could. It's it comes from like the design philosophy of post universe, like, 7, 8, and 9, rather than like the first six parts in the new universe, where very subtle but important difference. Stands don't do things anymore, really. What they do is they let you do stuff. The person you tried to kill will get to you. Yeah, yada yada yada. But again, it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They launched a like a super vampire into space using a random volcano eruption. A space virus is what caused stands. Hamon is actually the most like plausible thing, and it's still not really, because like it comes from like proper breathing techniques and letting the energy of the sun into you. Really letting the sun come inside you. Yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure can be a little confusing, and that's not always a positive thing. Just, the pun was entirely intentional. Now that reminds me. There's a stream VOD of somebody's that I saw where like for Valentine's Day, they did like their communities like hear me out, like did a tier list of all of their communities like hear me out picks. And because their community is freaky, it got weird, and I mean that in entirely positively. When I say weird, I mean that affectionately. It was so fun. But like it got to like horrible flesh creatures and like bubbling pits of acid, like with sentience. Like it's funky. Right? Like the lowest tier was just a person, right? And or like that's just an animal, right? Like that was on the lower tiers. That community got freaky, and I loved that. It was such an awesome thing to experience. Still need to say yikes. Yeah. Yeah, no, some of those got weird. Like, it's a pretty common. There's a really common hear me out. That's like the nurses from Silent Hill. One of these people had like some of the more like actually horrific Silent Hill creatures. Or like another common one is like Pyramid Head. That's a really common hear me out. But ultimately, those two are like just people, right? Like they're just like scary people. One of these people had like one of the weird like flesh amalgamations. It multiple actually. I I strive to have that kind of freak in my fan base. Honestly, like, and also the willingness to share that's awesome. I need a yet bigger buckle. You know, especially with like what was it? Oh yeah, a lot of public opinion and sentiment right now is becoming more and more Puritan, and I am not here for it. I think that those kinds of ideas have only ever harmed people. Be bigger. Make it larger. Give this man the one to buckle his shoes right now. We particularly suffer from a lot of like Puritan ideas because the Puritans were laughed out of Europe and then came here, and they're sort of like the source of American culture. What is that? Let me get a bigger look. Hold on. Okay, so it is called Craigasm, apparently. The name of that emote is Craigasm. That's awesome. Oh, that's an awesome emote. Oh, I think that's one of my favorites. That's really funny. Also, it's incredibly pixelated, but I guess that's just because it's a Twitch emote and it's supposed to read uh, in a small size. But also Craigasm. Yeah, I assume that it's somebody named Cray and they're having an orgasm. That's my assumption. There are a lot of like streamers that have their faces as the universal emotes, and I don't know who any of them are. Smartest man alive. Yeah, exactly. Now I can sing in bass, but I cannot talk in like a bass register. So I can't really do a good Kratos. My name is Mimir, and I am the smartest man alive. And congrats on that. Here we go. Just this a little bit. A surprising amount of digital art is just like fiddling with the exact position of things. Yeah. Although really like feminine and masculine is mostly a social construct. It's more like what you see as being like a representative of that and like what it means for you. God, there's that reminds me. There's this one video of this lady that like the This must be this must be pixel perfect. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, like there's this one video I saw of this lady, and when I say she was built like a brick, I mean she was built like a brick. She was built like a brick house. Muscle all the way through, square ass build. Her entire comments were just people being like death by snoo, death by snoo, because like they fucking loved it. And like incredibly based, she was pretty, right? Like I'm not into women, right? But like I don't know, she was pretty. And like ultimately that doesn't even, like if she wasn't pretty, that wouldn't matter either. But like I don't know. Well, now that's pretty neat. Exactly. That's pretty neat. I almost drank the wrong thing on accident. I was looking for my water. This here's an aspen. You can tell it's an aspen by the way that it is. God, I love that video so much. It's so good. That's exactly what it sounds like when you're in a class with like a forester. They're just like, this is a tua placata. You can tell it's a tua placata because of the way it is. Nature Walk hasn't left my mind since I first saw it. True. I wonder where that video is taking place. Nature Walk, Aspen Tree. Well, fair enough. It's like a 15-year-old video, right? Like we were about 5 when this video came out. Okay, I'm looking. Okay. So it's East Coast, like Great Lakes region. Ow, that's loud. Just noticed that only now somehow. Finally, someone noticed. Nobody's commented on that. I drew him there for the comedy, and finally somebody noticed. I feel vindicated. Yes. Also Squidward's Bold and Brash is also there. Actually, I can look that up for you. Okay, so there are multiple definitions of vindicated. Let me look an actual dictionary, not an AI thing. Thank you. Okay, so traditionally it more means to be like to be like cleared of blame or suspicion. But a lot of people use it to mean I feel justified, right? Show to be proven right, reasonable, or justified. So I feel vindicated, baby. Song, let's go. Yeah, exactly. I feel justified for adding them there because they finally paid off. I hate the just like the scene of Mr. Krabs going, I hate the pill. Just going, I hate the shoe. There we go. Rivers and times. In fact, you might say most of the songs in the Outer Wild soundtrack better than sex. In fact, all of them, I think. I'm a bit biased on that, but like I don't know, some people like it. I mean, yeah, it's debatable, but also hard to argue. You are very correct in that. Although the thing is though, it's Outer Wilds music. Right? Like how many things can realistically like beat that in quality? I need to erase less of that, thank you very much. There we go. Every single day I listen to this music gets just a little bit better. It's simply that good. I like this outside bit, but this inside bit honestly needs some reworking. There we go. There we go. I find the entire soundtrack as a holistic experience to be my personal preference. I like listening to it all. Yeah, Rivers End Times is up there with like some of the best of them. I hope my joint popping is not picking up on camera because I can pop my joints like I am an elder, like I am incredibly old. Yet I'm not. Not yet, at least. And part of the reason that it happens is because I do a lot of stretches, and like I started doing squats recently. I've heard there's a better version of Twitch, but I don't really know what it is. Okay, right now there's not really a better Twitch. It's just that okay, so YouTube has been doing streaming, and in a lot of ways, people say that it's a better environment than Twitch. Mostly because you're more inherently discoverable on YouTube than you are on Twitch. Alright, fair enough. I'm mostly glad it's not picking up because I'm gonna have to listen back to this later. I mean, like a community mod thing. Ah. Alright, fair enough. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, no, yeah, no, I know what you mean. Uh, you're probably talking about Streamlabs or something like that. I personally use OBS for all my stuff, so, like, I don't really have that integration into Twitch. I have the Streamlabs integration into my OBS so that I can see my Twitch chat when I'm not on Twitch, like, actively looking. Although I also have my phone next to me to act as like a way to see my chat when I like have OBS not open. It also shows me my my follower history, and that's how I found out one of my previously active chatters got their account wiped off of Twitch, and I don't know what happened. Yeah, Rutro. Based on their sense of humor, I have suspicions that they may have broken the terms of service in regards to like minimum age of making an account. Is you can't have an account on Twitch if you're like 13 or under, if I remember right. Like you have to be at least 13. I suspect they may have been a younger individual, and then thus like gotten their account uh, taken off of Twitch. Because like it didn't seem like they would have done anything like bad, you know? Like they don't seem like the kind of person to say slurs or like be generally hateful. They were a cool person. Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. Like even if you joke about it, they're very serious. Like Twitch is very serious about that sort of thing, and I don't really blame them because a lot of streamers just kind of end up being bad people because fame of any kind, like fame and power over people of any kind tends to like lead bad people to rise to the top. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that. I need to follow Shay on here. I mostly watch Shay's YouTube. Yeah, good reminder. But you know, Twitch is very serious about that. So even joking about it can get you banned because like they could get in a lot of trouble if they just allowed stuff that people don't really like on here. Uh, I need to as well, even if I don't watch them anytime soon until I beat Deltarune. Yeah. I won't spoil anything. You probably already have a lot of spoilers for chapter 1 and 2. Chapters 1 and 2. Sorry, my grammar slips. But like I don't know, I've played them all the way through multiple times, so I'm just kind of excited. June 4th and June 5th, baby. It's on its way. It's really, really on its way. I don't have the money to buy it though, which is really fun, particularly because June 5th is on a Thursday, which is the day I stream, and then Sunday is after that, which is when I stream games. I think I only did a second run through of chapter 2 because I was fairly thorough the first time. Ah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. I kind of refuse to do the weird route, but I feel like I'm gonna have to if my theories are right. But I heard it wasn't like Undertale, so I didn't really bother. Yeah, like there is a weird route in Chapter 2, which is kind of like the genocide route, but honestly worse because it's more about manipulating people than like killing people. And I find manipulation to be worse. Right? Like there can be valid reasons to kill somebody, but like there's not really valid reasons to manipulate someone like that. So like it's kind of worse. And I have a feeling that I'm going to need to do that to get all the content for all the other like chapters. That's just a theory though. I also have a theory that Susie is going to end up having the whole idea is to be evil though, right? Exactly. Yeah, fair enough. Uh so the whole idea of it is that you're constantly told that your choices don't matter. And so the weird route is you forcing yourself out of the world and to like force your choices on reality. But the thing is though, that your choices in a normal run do matter. It's just that like it ends the same. At least so far. Shut up, I buy you big nerd. I appreciate them. I appreciate them. I set them up to do this. It's just I need to get the timings right. Rah! But, do you watch the Russian Badger? No, I can tell. I can tell you're joking. I can tell you're joshing. I can tell you're Drake and joshing. And the Russian Badger made a recent video about Marvel Rivals, and basically, I forget I forget which person it was, but one of them was like Captain America, and he was like really like jokingly patriotic, and he was just like "Raw gamer, raw," as like Captain America, and it was really funny. I love that whole crew. Also, Sigrid from Sigrid and Bird, who also happened to be friends with Salty Jub, who I mentioned earlier, was playing Jeff the Shark, who is my favorite boy. I love him dearly. He can commit any amount of war crimes, and I would not care. Honestly, he could blow up all of Malaysia, and I'd still love him. The image of a raccoon. I think I know what you're talking about. go, go do a crime. Is it the one with the is it the one with the gun? Go, my child. Go do a crime. Yeah, no, that's me with Jeff the Shark. It's important to have like a main that's like one of every main type of character. What that puppy? Exactly. I love Jeff the Shark. But like it's important to have a main of every type of character so that you can be flexible. And when the team needs, like for instance, a healer, you can be a healer. Or if they need a tank, you can be a tank. Or if they need more DPS, which they never need because everybody does DPS. Like which just means damage per second, which is absurd. That a whole type is just do a lot of damage. But like if there's need for them, you can do that. And just to keep flexible. My class is. My class is I'm gonna hurt you real bad. That's me with Moon Knight and Jeff the Shark. Just I'm going to I'm going to hurt you. Oh god, that reminds me. That reminds me. In it's not exactly D&D, but it's mostly D&D. It's like a custom game system that a friend is making, based on like the D&D 5e rules. Like superheroes, we're gonna be testing out a game for My Hero Academia, and one of my characters has the quirk of just like making hands out of like material, like making a bunch of sort of like Nico Robin One Piece, but instead of it just sprouting. Let's see. I know next to nothing about that game, so I probably won't get your jokes about it. The Marvel game. I mean, yeah, true. Yeah, true. Fair enough. But and my character can basically like law of equivalent exchange. Take. Sorry, I'm tired. Take material, like let's say sprouting from a brick wall. Uh, could forge arms out of that brick. Suddenly, you have brick arms. Uh, and and also legs. Most like limbs in general, but the arms are the most generally useful. And I just thought, well, I just thought of the joke of him leaning in really close and just going, "I'm going to touch you." like, like saying "I'm going to hurt you" is pretty normal. I hear that a fair often amount. Yeah, no, exactly. Have the ground open up around somebody so they fall in. Uh, you like by crafting it all into arms and then just like ripping them apart inside the ground. Like you can get like nutty with it. Right? They're hiding behind a corner to get away from you. Suddenly the corner has hands and is grabbing you. His main drawback is that he himself has no limbs. He is a quadriplegic, and that is very important to his character. That like he was born with no limbs, so he has to like make limbs for himself to navigate the world. Until he fight Yoshikage Kira exactly. And I realized that I'm a hard counter to like the main villain of the series because his whole thing is like disintegrating stuff. Right? Like he touches somebody or something with all his fingers on one hand and then it turns to dust. It like Thanos snaps, it's gone. What my character can do is he can take that like dust and turn it into more hands. So like uh what have you forgotten to mention? I meant to not have that be an eraser, thank you. Oh, you finished my hero? Nice. But yeah, no, like going up against Shigaraki. Right, like Shigaraki turns something to like absolutely like erases it. And then my character can just go, your dust is hands. That's the bitch. Yeah, no, exactly. I love him to bits. He sucks. I love him to bits. He sucks mad ass. Yeah. Oh, you gotta go? Yeah, no, no problem. You don't even need to be like, oh, sorry to be rude. But like, yeah, no, you could just say you gotta go. Thanks for stopping by. It was amazing having you here. I always appreciate talking to you. It's very nice. I I will have fun and I'll do my best to take care. You do as well. Thanks again for popping in. Bye-bye. I think I might continue for a little longer. Maybe. Actually, let, let, let me look at everything that I have now. People shedding. There we go. Okay. And that means I can save. Okay, so I my valued audience, I am actually going to end stream here. It's been 3 hours, which is around the amount of time I normally stream. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some of the shading work off stream, on him. Actually, no, I'm gonna finish the line art that I need to finish, and then work on like the shading so that next stream I can have the flat colors be worked on. That being said, I'm going to do my funny ending read now. I've been Bajongles. You can find me over here on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, noon Pacific Standard Time. I would much appreciate a follow. Speaking of follow, you can also follow me over on my Bluesky and my Tumblr, both at BigBoyArt1, username Bajongles. These streams, the VODs release a week after they happen on YouTube. Make sure to, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. And with that, I will catch you all on the flip flop. Bye bye.